Good evening, everybody. I am going to actually open the window really quick. Sorry, guys. Hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. Sometimes it gets a little warm in here. Let me turn on my light there. Okay. And there I am. Okay, so how's everybody doing? It's Saturday evening. Guess nobody had any plans to go out this evening, just like me. We're all in together. So do you guys, I wanted to ask you, so everybody that's kind of in here, first, if you guys could like the video, share, subscribe, all that good fun stuff. And then let me know in the comments when you guys get alerted to the notification that I'm going live. Is it like earlier in the day or is it right before I come on live? Because my notification is right before I go on. And so I thought maybe I should give it a couple extra minutes then whenever I come on before I start getting started with everything. That way it gives people time. Going out does suck, Jim Bob. I didn't go out today at all, actually. You just got it, yeah. So that's what it said for us too. So I was just wondering if it was different. So that's so weird. I wish it would send you guys an alert like earlier in the day, and then it would send it like a reminder right when you would go on. Because I mean, some people, you might like, you might need more time. I don't know. Right as you go live, wow. Well, then I'll just go ahead and give it a couple extra minutes. That way people can kind of come into the chat. Because I do notice that our chats grow throughout the live, which, I mean, that makes sense too. People come in later. But I was just wondering, I was like, So because I asked Vincent and then I looked and we both got ours at this, like right before I went on. So I was like, I'm going to ask everybody. So that's so strange. You think that they would give you a little more, time. Like they would, I don't know. Maybe whenever I would make it, like that's when I thought maybe the notification would go out. So I guess it doesn't really matter when I make the live. It just matters whenever I come on there. That's so strange to me. So I figured we could just hang out for a few minutes, just talk, see what everyone's been up to. I feel like I haven't really talked to you guys in a while. Don't forget to hit the like button. My hands feel cold, but I am so hot everywhere else. Good to see you too, Pamela. It's good to see everybody this evening. It's been a long week, I feel like. But we're getting closer to spring. That's what I just keep thinking about. It was 40 here today, so it was pretty nice, 40 and sunny. So in Ohio, that's, shorts weather for some people. Not me, of course, but some people. I was going to show you guys a banner. So let me see. Actually, I'll save it for the end. If you guys stay to the end, I will show you like a banner of my store and stuff, and I'll show you my website. That way, if you guys decide you want to stick around and you want to look at it, it'll be there for you to look at. But if you guys could, I'm going to get my banner on there. There we go. I do have a Twitter. So if you guys could follow me over on Twitter, I do tweet out a lot of things. If I'm over there and it's something I can't make a video or I'm not coming live right away, I'll like retweet it out. So if you want things like information sooner, faster, or if you want to message me through there, usually I can get back to people pretty fast through Twitter. My Twitter handle is at @titanium_built. I don't know who took at TitaniumBuilt, but I'd really like it. So I had to do the underscore in the middle, which sucks because like it's the only one that's different. So if you find out who has that Twitter handle, I'll take it. Yeah, I wish they would just give it to me because my name on there is TitaniumBuilt. But other than that, yeah. I was trying to get back to StreamYard. There we go. I always notice there's a lot of comments in chat. That's how I get to know. That's how I get them way late. Oh, yeah. See, like, everyone's getting them. You always stay till the end of the cat's life. You guys do. You guys always do. Patricia says, can't wait until Kohberger has to face judge in Moscow. The media will love the name of this particular jurist. Love your channel. Oh, thank you. I can't wait for him either to go in there. So if you guys actually, I don't know if I've told you guys, I think most of you guys know my username was because before I was a true crime channel, I was like a trauma channel. I was a very small trauma channel. Really small. But it seems like when I switched to true crime, a lot of my people that are true crime, because I kept the name, I mean, it's part of me. I have a lot of titanium throughout my body. So I was in a car accident. So that's where the name kind of came in. And then a lot of people that were in my chat for true crime could go off of the trauma side too. So we've just kind of extended it, I guess. I mean, I still am a trauma channel, but I'm a true crime channel for the most part. Okay, bye, Linda. Goodbye. I usually don't actually talk this long before. We usually get right to the, right into it. But I was like, nah, I think I'll just talk for a minute tonight. It's been 6 minutes since I've been on. So I guess that was a lot. Okay. And thank you, Pamela. I appreciate that. And I didn't think we were talking about just nothing. Wow. Excuse me. I thought we was talking about just everything, actually. I thought I just was talking to someone about, Kohberger, but okay. Yeah, I feel like, Kelly D, I feel like I'm missing something with the whole News Nation thing. Everyone's really on Ashley Banfield, and I'm missing something with it. Like, I understand she's pushing out a lot of, Idaho 4 content, which I mean, I understand that. But I think at the same time, it's a trending topic. So she wants to keep talking about it, but I don't know if I don't know who her sources are. I mean, she doesn't have to tell us her sources. I mean, when you're listening to the news at night, you don't hear at the end of every segment, our source tonight was, whoever. So I am following Delphi. Yep. I think I just did an update video. Let me see. Recently. Maybe I haven't. Maybe I need to. I know we talked about it on our live, but I do have a playlist available for Delphi. I started following Delphi before I did true crime. I really just gotten, I don't know, that was a case. I think it's because it's such a close state to me. It's one state over. And I think that, I don't know, I just got really enthralled in that case. Oh, I don't know her. I didn't know she said that. So it says, did Banfield ever apologize for inside source saying that the perp was waiting inside the house for the victims to return? No, I don't remember saying that, but I don't think she ever did apologize for that. And if you do something wrong, you should definitely apologize for it. Wow. I'm trying to read your guys' comments. She's saying sources, but I just went and watched the second presser from LE, and they said exactly the same thing. Call made by roommate's phone, and several were there. Yeah, I thought that they had said that a while ago. But she said I think the difference with hers was Ethan and Xana were found, or they were like found by a room, not the roommate, but the roommate, Ethan's best friend, I think she was reporting, is the one that found them. You can verify a source, however, you can't verify the information. Yeah. Well, I'm always like, if someone says something, I'm always like, how'd you know that? Where did you get your info from? Because I really do want to know. And I am going to put man, my nose is itchy tonight. Who's talking about me? Doesn't that mean that someone's talking about you? Okay. I am going to put the link. I haven't done an open panel forever. I'm gonna put that in the chat really quick. Man, if anyone wants to come up and give their thoughts on the case, let me see here. I was gonna not add this to the stream, but let me pull this up. So we have been watching some of the stuff that she's been coming up with, Banfield. We have been watching it just kind of play out to see what's been going on. I don't know who her sources are. I don't know if they're reliable or not. Was it Hunter? Okay, I thought that was what his name was, but I wasn't sure, so I didn't want to say because I knew his brother's name was Hunter. Also, I heard that they were both there too, but I don't know for sure. That's something I don't, I know that just from what I've heard from Banfield, and I mean, that's just Banfield, saying that it was his best friend. And then I was putting things two and two together. So there's all the rest of the people coming in the chat too, and I love that. Yeah, that's a good point, Juniper Rob. If Bryan had been stalking the girls, he would obviously know that Ethan's car is parked out front. That would be a red flag not to enter. That's true. You're not tardy. See, I just started later on. I started talking a little bit, and then I got yelled at for talking a minute. The one time I do it. I'm like so thirsty. Tonight I could probably like do an IV of water. I am not sure if I'm going to cover that case or not. I may. I'm not sure. I don't know a whole lot about it. I'll have to look into it, Pamela. I bet the source is the defense attorney looking for more cash. Yeah, well, actually, another, I was going to show you, that's actually what I was going to show you. I was going to show you this clip because I thought, let me see. I was going to show you something else, and then this is what I was going to show you, but this video doesn't say what the actual, writing says, the article. But it's just, and we already went over this. We went over this last night. So if you weren't here last night, this will just be like a little refresher. Actually, it'll be a refresher for the people that were here last night, and then for the people that, haven't seen it. You'll be able to hear what we were talking about last night and give your thoughts and your opinions, because we kind of discussed it last night. So it just says that Idaho murders, Bryan Kohberger's defense could cost taxpayers thousands. Bryan Kohberger's defense attorney is reportedly making $200 per hour to represent accused killer. And he is accused, just accused. Idaho taxpayers will be on the hook for thousands of dollars towards the legal defense of accused killer Bryan Kohberger, whose lead attorney is contracted to be paid $200 per hour to represent him, according to a local report. So I guess that's a local report where Ashley Banfield got that information from. So, because she did report on that. I always hate when this is like really small. Let me see. And then I always end up shutting my MacBook. So then I have to open it, and then I have to try and make it bigger for you guys. It's not going to let me, I don't think. You just have to take my word for it. It's just really small. Let me see if I move myself down here. It's a little better. Oh, good evening. Who was Hudson's big frat brother? I'm not sure. Did Brett Kohberger have sisters? I don't really follow. I don't really know what the connection with them would be. Yeah, legendary CEO. We didn't think so either. After we talked about it for a little while, we had to talk it through, I think, because I was like, is it a lot? Is it not a lot? But I'll go ahead and read the rest of it here to you guys. It just says, so yeah, let me know what you guys think. If you guys think that's a lot of money, or if you think that's not a lot of money per hour. She's supposed to be a public defender. So I guess keep that in mind. I'm not sure how much public defenders normally make on these kind of cases, but normally when you have a public defender, it's because you can't afford a lawyer. So I'm wondering how much it would cost you if it was a death penalty case and you were to go and like get a lawyer yourself, like what the what the money difference would be. I'm just reading, sorry. Oh, Delphi's getting a public defender too? Oh, oh yeah, I knew that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, Poor defenders. It says, Ann Taylor is a public defender for Idaho's Kootenai, and I hope I'm saying, I don't even know if I'm saying that right, Kootenai County, but is being contracted to represent Kohberger and Latah County, where the Moscow student slayings were carried out. Because of her expertise in handling capital murder cases, such as Latah County has agreed to pay Kootenai County officials $200 per hour for Taylor's services, with the exception that she will be working 40 hours per week. Expectation. Okay, so Latah County will pay Taylor directly for any overtime hours worked, though the hourly amount will remain the same, the report states. So they'll pay her directly for any hour. I don't get that part because they're not going to, so it won't be her regular $200 an hour. It's going to be something different. Kootenai? I'm trying to see in the chat how you guys are saying it. I've never heard of the county before now. This was my first time. I've heard of Latah though. But why does it seem like Idaho, Oregon, Utah, those places, they've had a lot of crime the last couple of years. What's going on out there, guys? And then I think it just says down here, says, according to a document obtained by Cream via public records request, Latah County should pay Kootenai, okay, I'm going to say it like that, county, $180 per hour for the second seat attorney, assuming he or she works a 40-hour work week. Latah County should pay $180 per hour directly to the secondary attorney for any overtime worked, the document states. Meanwhile, any investigators working on behalf of Kohberger's defense team will be paid $45 an hour, and attorney will be compensated for food, lodging, and mileage, the report states. So if they're going to be compensating for mileage anyway, why don't they just have somebody come in from a different jurisdiction and take care of this case? I don't know. It just says, meanwhile, any investigators working on behalf of Kohberger's defense team will be paid $45 an hour, and attorney will be compensated for food, lodging, mileage. Oh, yeah, the report states. I just said that. And it just says Kohberger is being held without bond on 4 counts of first-degree murder and felony burglary charge after allegedly entering an off-campus house around 4 a.m. on November 13th and attacking 4 University of Idaho students inside. The ambush killed Madison Mogan, Kaylee Gonzalez, both 21, and their 20-year-old housemate, Xana Coronado, and her boyfriend, Ethan Chapin, also 20, who lived nearby and was spending the night. And then that's his attorney. So this was on the 3rd, she was at the crime scene. And I just thought of this, but she was actually technically still Kara Coronado's attorney January 3rd. She didn't tell her till January 4th in documentation. So she should just, I don't know. I don't agree with her being on this case personally. I want this case to go a little smoother than that. And I just want it to go as smooth as it can be because I don't want anything to be going back on a technicality. Something's not right in the Pacific Northwest. No, I wonder what's going on up there with everybody. Do I need to go up there and be like, what's up, guys? Hey, Princess Megan Elsa, you got a new picture. That's pretty. It's bright. I like it. I'm just listening to. I'm just reading. Listening. I'm just reading the chat. Oh, you're welcome, Pamela, for the live. You're welcome. So yeah, okay. So 160 for a public defender in California. Wow. Yeah. So maybe that is a little bit of. I don't know. This is a death penalty case. It could be a death penalty case. I personally don't think it's going to go there. I don't know why. I don't know. You change your picture up a lot. Well, that's a good thing to do that though. Makes you I don't know, feel refreshed. So what else was I going to say about this picture? I was going to ask you guys something else about this, I thought, with Anne. Oh, so I am wondering, I guess, because we did look at the pictures with the fence around the house. I am wondering why they are holding on to that property so hardcore. Like, I don't know if they would hold on to that for a jury because of the fact that I don't know. I feel like they have like pictures, samples, things like that. I don't just don't see them like throwing the jury in a bus and saying, let's go to the crime scene. I know that they have done that before in crime scenes, but I don't think have they ever done that in a house where they've actually walked through a home? Like, I know they've done it outside and stuff, but I've never seen it where they've done it inside of a home like that. And the way the fence is put up, it just looks like maybe they're going to tear it down. Maybe that's me wishful thinking too. Oh, Pennsylvania is not soft. I'm from Philadelphia. They're not soft. I know what you mean. But yeah, no, they definitely aren't, especially after that Super Bowl loss. Man, they were not doing good there. But I think that it'll be a death penalty case, but I just don't think that I don't think he'll get the death penalty is what I'm saying. I think they may try for the death penalty, but I don't think that he'll be convicted of the death penalty. I think he'll end up taking a plea, or a lot of times, when they do like death penalty cases, they like to get all the families together. And this is 4 different families that have to agree to this being a death penalty case for the most part. They like to get the family's input. So I feel like if, and I know that there are family members of others that say they don't want the death penalty. So I thought so too. I thought it was going to be released the first, and then we saw pictures of it, and they have like a fence put around it. It looks like, when you call I don't know what the place is called, but it's like Rent a Fence, 1-800 Rent a Fence or something. And you just call them and you tell them like, this is the property, 1122, King Avenue, or, King Avenue, I need this fence put around this property this far from the door, but I don't know. So yeah, it's a biohazard. It is. It definitely has to be. I mean, there's still stuff coming out of the outside of the wall. And I do agree with some people, like they were like, upset seeing that. And I do agree that they should have done something with that. So where the neighbors don't have to look at that every single day still. I mean, it's not been cleaned. No, not the outside of the wall. It hasn't been cleaned. I'm trying to think if it was on any of those pictures. I don't think it was, but I did see the outside wall recently. Where would I see that at? But I promise you guys I did. And it's still like exactly the same as it was. But I know that when it comes to crime scene cleanup, they don't do the best the job. They like literally don't. I've heard of like family members coming in later on and like walking into the homes and seeing, things that are horrific that they shouldn't have ever seen. So take that with what you will. It's something like that, Rent a Fence. I'm like, something like that, But like, and they always have like their little card on there. So see, that's what I'm kind of thinking too. I think that normally in most crime scenes, they wouldn't like take that much precaution. But I think with this one, they are taking a little extra precaution, just like having the police officer out there for 6-7 weeks. He was out there for a long time. And then I think I think you're right. I hope they tear it down. I hope they tear down that house. It's a lot of, it's not a lot of money per month if you think about it. As for peace of mind, it's like $2,600 that he was getting, I believe, or she. I don't know if it's a male or a female landlord, but I hear that they're not even from the same state. So I don't know. Take with that, with you will take that, with a grain of salt. But I heard that in the beginning that they weren't from around here. Yeah, and he's not making any money with it being like this. Oh, that's smart. Also, like a month from now, because they were going to do it. Well, not a month, but a couple weeks. But They were going to do it on the 1st of February, but then after that, we never really heard anything. Yeah, he did. He said he's innocent, but he said he was going to be exonerated. And I do have like a couple of Banfield things to show you. And I think on here she does go into it the way he uses the word exonerated, because normally you have to be convicted to be exonerated of something. Normally you're just not guilty. Maybe they're keeping this just in case they need to go back. I don't know. You would think that they would be like, okay, no, like we got what we needed. But I don't know. If I was the homeowner, I mean, that's a long time. Normally they don't keep crime scenes this long, from what I know from what I've seen and, know about crime scenes and what I've seen documentaries and things like that. They never usually keep them this long. If you are just now joining us, welcome to the live. We are talking Idaho 4 right now. We are talking about Ann Taylor is Bryan Kohberger's attorney. She's going to be making $200 per hour for the case, and then her co-counsel will be making $180 per hour per hour for this case. So with it being a death penalty case, we were just getting everybody's opinions on what you thought about that. So if you'd like to chat with us, we'd love to have you. I have it on subscriber only mode just to combat bots. It just makes it easier on the weekends and just makes it easier overall. So you can be a subscriber for any amount of time. We'd love to have you. Also, I was telling you guys earlier, don't forget to follow me over on Twitter at @Titanium_built. And I do have a TikTok as well at TitaniumBuilt. So I thought I saw a comment I was going to say. I feel like, and it's been kind of quiet with stuff. I feel like lately, like the last couple of days have been kind of quiet. So I feel like with it being quiet, something's about to happen. Not with this case per se, but I just feel like something, So I don't know. Oh, you think that this is his sister over here with Ann? Oh, okay. So the state legally has control in paying the owners, most likely. Wow. Well, then they're probably just like, whatever. Let me see. Let me go, we'll do like a poll. And then we'll watch this Banfield really quick. And this is going to be alleged. If Bryan did this, I'll put that in the beginning. I'll put allegedly. I was just making like a poll. Okay. So it's so weird that you have to I can do polls on the computer. I can pin comments on my iPad only. And some comments I can show or hide. It's just weird on the comments. It's so strange. And one more thing before I play the Banfield episode. If you'd like to join our channel, I'm going to put it in the chat. We'd love to have you. I thought I did that earlier, but I didn't. So and I'll paste it. I'll pin it to the top. Yeah, so that's what someone else is saying. That looks like Bryan's sister. I'm not sure. This was on the 4th. No, I don't think she knew she was going to be Bryan Kohberger's attorney until the 5th or the 6th, until his first day of court, right? I think that's what it was. Now I'm going to have to look. It is his sister, Mary Rose is saying. Because I know that he was arrested on the 30th. Let me see. Let me see if it'll like, if it'll pop up. Okay, well, this is January the 5th. I don't know. I was trying to find one before the 5th. Oh, wait, right here. Yeah, so maybe that is because this is January 4th. Same date as like that picture. I have gained some subscribers. I love that. I love it when they come. Makes me so happy. So I was just trying to read the chat. Sorry. I like get quiet and then I feel bad. And Steve said that is not his sister. Do you think that they would have his family like at the crime scene like that? Like, I mean, I don't. Oh, they showed a side by side on Banfield. I'm actually surprised I didn't see that. I probably did. We probably watched it all together and and I just didn't even, Okay, and Steve said that's not his sister. Because and then also, I don't know if both of his sisters are. I heard that both of his sisters work in counseling. I don't know. So this next one I was going to show you is, these are the ones from Banfield from yesterday. There's only 2. But it just says, Bryan, sources, that's what she's been leading off with. Bryan Kohberger remains confident he'll be exonerated. And it just says multiple sources who are directly connected to the University of Idaho killing case told News Nation that Bryan Kohberger remains confident he's going to be exonerated.
About the scene of the crime. There is a lot that about the person who was arrested, Bryan Kohberger, and charged with 4 first-degree murders. Those are death penalty eligible murders. But there is some knowledge about Bryan Kohberger that we are just learning about. And we can tell you via multiple sources who are directly connected to this case how Bryan Kohberger feels about the mountain of evidence that has just thus far been made public or has been sourced. And really, folks, at this early offing, I can promise you it's the tip of the iceberg. At this early stage of a case, with just a probable cause affidavit and an arrest warrant, etc., we don't even know the half of it. But at this point, what we do know is fair to call a mountain of evidence against Bryan Kohberger in the murders of those 4 innocent college kids at the University of Idaho in Moscow. So I can tell you that he's been talking, and he has been saying that he is, quote, confident that he will be exonerated. And those are his words, exonerated. And I know what you're saying, because if you're a true crime buff and you follow the law, if you're a lawyer, you particularly know there's a difference between being acquitted and exonerated. And he's, a master's in criminology and in a doctoral program before all of this business. And yet he used the word exonerated, not once, but twice. We learned that back in Pennsylvania when he was arrested. That's what his defense attorney, his public defender in Pennsylvania, said, that he looks forward to being exonerated, which I thought was a strange choice of words, because sometimes in common parlance, you'll say that, like, I'm going to be absolved of all of this kind of thing. I'm innocent. But in legal terms, exonerated usually refers to being convicted and then afterwards, upon appeal, being cleared. So I don't know what he's saying. I don't know if he's using the common word exonerated or if he's using the legal word, because he is, criminology master's student, doctoral program, probably knows the difference. But he didn't say the words acquitted. And this is not false bravado, according to our sources. He truly believes he is going to beat the rap. Again, Bryan Kohberger, according to our sources, multiple sources directly connected to this case, saying that he believes, he is confident he's going to be exonerated, that he will beat the rap. Now, here's what I don't know. I don't know how much access he's had to discovery yet. That's his attorney beside him. That's Ann Taylor, the public defender. She is a whip-smart lawyer, one of the best lawyers in Idaho. She is a great attorney. There are the issues that we've discussed on this show, the conflict of interest potential. As we reported last night exclusively, she's met with the judge. The judge has done a review and cleared her of the conflict. That doesn't mean it's the end of the case, because the prosecution, as we're told, is not keen on the idea of her continuing to represent Bryan Kohberger, because who wants to have an appellate issue if they get a conviction in this case? So we don't know how much he's been given in the way of discovery. We don't know how much of the prosecution's case his lawyer has had her hands on and then shared with her client. We don't know how much press reports he's been able to actually consume. There's a TV in the Moscow jail, but it's one, and everybody has to agree to what they watch, and who knows if they want to watch the news. Maybe they want to watch, Dr. Phil. I don't know. But we don't know how much he has seen, and we don't know how much he's consumed about this case. But you, the viewer, if you're watching this program, I know you, and you have seen a lot. It's a mountain of evidence. It is a very strong case, and it's full.
I was going to say something before I forget. Most cases, I'm going to say, I don't know the exact percentage. I can look it up probably, but it's a large percentage. They don't have direct evidence. That's not how they get a conviction. It's all circumstantial evidence, and it's a totality of that the circumstance that makes the case. Most of the time, they don't have DNA. They don't have a fingerprint. They don't have an eyewitness. They have to just go by the circumstance of, and the evidence that they do have. So I think with this case that they have a very strong circumstantial case with direct evidence. Also, the vehicle can be considered direct evidence. I believe that can be considered direct evidence as well, not just the DNA on the knife sheath. And then let me know if you guys can think of any more, because my mind's going blank for some reason. But he wasn't in this area for drugs. Kohberger wasn't on drugs. As far as we know, Kohberger wasn't on drugs when he was arrested. You can tell by looking at this cat, he ain't jonesing. He ain't on something. He ain't on meth or heroin right here. This guy, when he got arrested, he was cool as a cucumber. If he was withdrawing, we would have already seen it. He would have already had a meltdown. He was on heroin, and this was high school. So I don't think that he was on any drugs. Personally, I don't think any drugs have to do with this at all. I don't think drugs have anything to do with this. Okay, weed. I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer on whenever I say drugs. Weed to me that's not like a drug to me. That's not like I'm talking heroin, meth, pills, cocaine, a hallucinogen. When you talk marijuana, I'm talking that's like alcohol. In Ohio, you're legally allowed to smoke marijuana if you have a medical card. I know that in California, when we got there, it's very legal beagle out there. So I don't know. It's just one of those things. Whenever I think of it, I don't think he's not jonesing for weed either. I mean, even if you smoke a little bit here and there, I don't think that has anything to do with 4 people being killed. And if it does, then dang. Yeah. Oh yeah. If anyone wants to, yeah. And if anyone wants to tell their theory, I'd love to hear. Because I don't know about Jackass. I didn't hear about that one. And the Nike swoosh. I saw that and I was like, I didn't hear that. So I'm going to go ahead and play her some more. But I just wanted to say that because it is a lot of times just circumstances. And I think this is actually almost over.
He's got this big old basket of something we call bad facts. That's an actual term. That's a term used in the business, in the legal industry. Bad facts. Thank you for watching. Go to.
I should look that up. I don't know why they cut her off. Because like if you watch News Nation, it does it every time. It's not just this episode, but it'll cut her off. Okay, so bad facts are, wait, I just went off the page. It says, meaning facts unfavorable to clients or to their clients or facts that are just plain disturbing. Yeah, if he was trying, if he was trying to be on the police, he would want to get a prescription because it's not legal out there. If he's smoking weed, he's doing all the other stuff. Well, I mean, I don't know. He can just be smoking pot and not be doing anything else. Because I think that he got clean when he was in high school. So I think what happened was maybe that's when he got smaller and then he like started that clean vegan living. So, well, I'd like to know because I'm on a freaking, forgot to tell y'all about that. Kim kimmed me. I went to go get my prescriptions the other day from the pharmacy and they didn't have my prescriptions. There's no medicine for me. I've been on medicine for 9 years. I'm like, are you kidding? So I'm locked into that pharmacy. So now I have to go and shuffle things around. Weed is legal where Rebecca lives. Where do you live at, Rebecca? Because I know in California it is. You just walk on in and they say, they're just the sweetest too. They're the sweetest people. They're like, hello, how are you? We love you. And I'm like, people don't say stuff like that anymore in Ohio. They don't say, hi, how are you over here anymore. COVID hit and no one talks anymore. That is true. Like if they do make the point that he would, went to Moscow for other things, but they would have to. Yeah, Teresa, it really sucks. It really sucks because I'm locked into this pharmacy and I love this pharmacy so much. And they're like, we're not going to have your prescriptions till like March or April. And I'm like, are you kidding? Because already getting it sent over from my doctor is like pulling freaking teeth. They're young. They're young. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with my doctors, but they're just very young and they're not equipped to handle me, I guess. I'm a lot to handle, I am. See, I think that back in the day, they used to say it was a gateway drug. But we used to smoke as kids. We never did anything else. We just smoked. Maybe we would drink a little, but we never did we didn't even know what anything hardcore was. Before I turned 22, probably, I didn't even know what anything was. Probably before I turned 25, I didn't even know what heroin was, to be truthfully honest with y'all. And I'm savvy. I'm not like a dummy. I'm not naive, but that just wasn't in my book of knowing things. I'd probably say I was like 23 or 24 because then my town started getting bad with that stuff. And like my town was getting so bad that people, like they were passing out in their vehicles on heroin. Like you just pass out. Like it's like nothing. And I'm just like, this is insane, So there was one more video I wanted to show you guys, and it's of Ashley, but it's the last one. It's the last video I have before. But it just says mountain of evidence, Kohberger not worried. And it just kind of just goes off of the last video that we were talking about. And oh, I saw that you said you lived in California. So yeah, that's where Vincent's from. So we go out there once a year. Back in the day, that used to be the whole that was Ohio was known for pain pills. They were known for getting them from Georgia, Florida. So now it's Molly and fentanyl. And it used to be pain medication. Yeah, no, that's what I'm going to do. I told Vincent, I was like, I'm just going to call Walgreens and Kroger and be like, which one? And then I usually can call my insurance company and get it switched over like same day. They're really cool about that. Just have to call. And then I have to call my doctor and have them send over a new script and then explain to them why. And then probably have to call and then write them again and call. I don't know. I'm not good with these people anymore. I'm starting to get more temperamental with them because they're always just doing something stupid. Oh, and then I do have something actually. I had something else to show you too about him. Let me make sure I didn't. Oh yeah, I didn't forget it. Okay. So we'll watch this and then I'll show you the newest with Bryan Kohberger that I found.
So I need someone to help me navigate. And Sarah Azari is great at this. She's a criminal defense attorney. She knows a thing or two about these kinds of cases. I know that early in a case, Sarah, we usually don't have this much, right? This is a lot. And honestly, this just came from a probable cause affidavit and a couple of other police reports. I tend to think that there's going to be so much more. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, Ashley, good to be with you. You know, there probably is already so much more, and they just, they don't have to put all of that in the probable cause affidavit. I remember when I read the 19-page affidavit, I thought, this is actually a lot more than I'm used to seeing. Usually I get, anywhere from 3 to 4 pages. There's not as many dots to connect. Obviously here, there was 2 months of, from the pings to the car to the, there was just way too many dots. So obviously it's a more lengthy affidavit, more information in it. But still, my first impression was there's definitely probable cause on probable cause on probable cause here. Is it proof beyond a reasonable doubt? Absolutely not. And that sort of brings me to one of the points you made about the discovery. One of the things that I've thought, Ashley, is that, everyone's waiting for this June preliminary hearing to come around, which is obviously our opportunity to poke holes at the prosecution's case. It's our opportunity to find out what their theory is, who their witnesses are. But that may not actually happen because this case may very well go to grand jury indictment. Prosecutors always, not always, but often surprise us. They don't want us to know everything about the case and their witnesses and how they perform, what they say. So what they'll do is, they'll submit the case to grand jury and we might get a surprise indictment very close to that June date or sometime even before.
But at some point, he's going to have to walk into a courtroom and enter a plea, right? And I don't know. It's really weird. Every jurisdiction's a little bit different. Sometimes you actually get information during those hearings. Sometimes you're just waiting for a plea and it's, sort of pro forma and out they go. But we could hear something more.
Right, absolutely. So let's talk about my jurisdiction or New York, for example. I'm in LA. We get a lot of discovery up front, even before the preliminary hearing. It gives us a chance to prepare for that hearing, do an effective job at cross-examining the prosecution's evidence and witnesses. And then, but through the cross-examination, we can extract more information. Of course, there's no jury around. It's just the judge and the attorneys. But it's a very, very critical part of a case. And it's really thereafter where you can decide whether what the case is worth. What is it going to look like at trial? You've done the investigation, you have their discovery, you've done the probable cause hearing, the preliminary hearing, and then you can sort of assess whether this guy should plead or, cut his damages or go to trial. So I always try to do the prelim before I make a decision about somebody pleading. Can't really say what that means to Kohberger, because I don't know what they have. I bet they have a lot more that we don't know about. But what that is, I don't know.
So that makes me think, well, I'll ask you a couple of technical questions connected to the breaking news tonight, this exclusive that Kohberger seems confident he's going to be exonerated. Would there have been any possibility for plea discussions before he ever even enters a plea? I mean, could something happen between now and June where this whole thing goes away? Things went so fast with Chris Watts, but Chris Watts had entered a plea before plea deals actually ended up, locking him away for life and toe tag parole. Do you see with this confidence that we're hearing about, first of all, technically, is there any potential for something to happen before June, a deal? Or second of all, any chance that this bravado will be assuaged?
Well, I think it's possible, but unlikely, right? I mean, this is a death penalty case. What kind of incentive do they have to give you a great deal, right? So I don't know. I mean, it's possible, but highly unlikely. But to your point about exoneration, that's a term that's often misused. People use it interchangeably to mean factually innocent. I think maybe Kohberger meant that, hey, I've been convicted in the court of public opinion, so now I'm going to get exonerated. I don't know, but it's a very interesting choice of words. And again, I think we're giving him a lot of credit about, being this PhD student in criminology, et cetera. But if he truly committed this crime, he didn't really do that great of a job, right? I mean, leaving the knife sheath behind and all kinds of signs, not having a burner phone, et cetera, is rookie to me,
If I had a dime for all of the super duper smart criminals that thought that they had figured it all out, planned it, and crossed every T and dotted every I, I always said I'd have a yacht, in the Seychelles, but and even Alec Murdaugh, which is what we're going to cover in a little bit. There's a lawyer who, if he did it, was dumb as paint. Really, honestly, just not done well at all. I have this question for you about circumstantial evidence. A lot of people say, oh, it's just a circumstantial case. And the truth of the matter is just about every case I've ever covered is a circumstantial case because we just don't get a lot of direct eyewitness, testimony to rapes and murders, et cetera. But how much circumstantial evidence, Sarah Azari, do you think is reasonably enough, or does it just depend on who is in that jury box?
Well, I think, first of all, Ashley, a majority of my cases, I would say probably 90% of my cases, and certainly my murder cases, have been circumstantial. I mean, I wish we had percipient witnesses because, it would, as a prosecutor, I wish we had percipient witnesses. But circumstantial cases are just as strong as direct evidence cases. Sometimes there's a lot of dots to connect. Sometimes there's a few dots to connect. But I don't think it's any weaker than a direct evidence case. I just think it depends on the case, depends on the circumstances. And the other misperception is that if you don't have the murder weapon, that somehow you don't get a conviction, and that's absolutely wrong as well.
Yeah, and I've always said that also extends to cases without bodies, because I've seen plenty of convictions where even the body has not been discovered. And we're going to be, doing a lot of coverage on Anna Welsh, right? Also in Cohasset, Massachusetts. So that's a great study for, anybody out there who's either a crime buff or a law student. Those are incredible cases. Okay, last quick question. The fact that Kohberger uttered the words, this is the Pennsylvania video, right, when he was making an appearance there. He uttered the words, has anyone else been arrested, right? That's what a source had told us upon arrest. That has led to a lot of people creating these theories that there's a second killer or an accomplice. That's a tough row to hoe, in any case. But give me your characterization of how you think that might wind its way into this particular case, given this incredibly complex crime scene.
Mm-hmm. So that resonated with me. I remember when I first heard that, I thought it was a pretty loaded question. It was almost rhetorical. And I do believe that he's almost implying that you're singling me out. There's been so much pressure to make an arrest that you decided it's me. And I don't know if that's going to be part of his defense. I mean, I definitely don't think it's incriminating, but it could certainly be used by his public defender if there's evidence that maybe they didn't investigate all the potential suspects to exclude them. That certainly can come into play. But that did stick out to me when I first heard it. I thought, oh, this guy maybe he knows what happened and he's asking if others have been arrested, or he's already planting the seed that, hey, you're singling me out. Very similar to Murdoch almost in that respect.
Well, I was thinking that maybe it's like criminology 101. It was like one of the first things that he learned was that sometimes investigators zero into myopically on one person, and that can be an issue,
Right.
you know, for the defense. Maybe it's just like, well, he thought of that one and thought that was clever. But in any case, we have so much more to learn. I just find it fascinating that our sources say he has this confidence that nothing to see here. Anyway, Sarah,
Yeah.
I loved having you. I hope you'll come back. Thank you.
Me too, for sure. Good to see you, Ashley.
And we're so early in this case. So I need someone to help me.
It was playing it again. I was like, did I miss something there? Is the sheaf enough to convict? I don't think that if it was just the sheaf that they had, it wouldn't, I don't think it would be enough. The placement of it now, that's telling, because, you know, it was underneath of Maddie Mogan's, I believe it was underneath Maddie's right leg. But I don't know if it had stuff on it, you know, like blood and things like that. I'm sure it did. So I'm sure that they would be able to tell when it was placed there. Sorry, I was reading the chat. I get really quiet when I read the chat. If he had, Back to Good said he had a knife, not a gun. If they had all had been awake in the same, or in the room, they could have overpowered him. Yeah, I really don't know how he got past Ethan in that little hallway. If that's where we think that Ethan was, maybe, like towards, you know, in the hallway. And then I think he might have got pushed back into the bedroom. I think that he was out in the hallway though. No way they'll ever find that knife, Magic said. I don't think they will either. I have a feeling that he got rid of that day that he was missing for 3 hours, where his phone was turned back off for 3 hours when we thought he was in. So in the first PCA, it said Johnson, Idaho. That was like a 3-hour drive. Then the second PCA came back and they fixed that, and it was actually Johnson, Washington. So that's only about 15 minutes away from his house, but all the same, he did cut his phone off for 3 hours there. I think it was between like 5:30 and 8:30 that night. So same day. So I'm wondering if, you know, he went somewhere on that route. I don't know. So yeah, I think that it's a big discovery. I think that we'll learn more. So I don't know if it was a national forest where he actually ended up going, because the first PCA, it was Johnson, Idaho. So I thought I had some groundbreaking stuff with that, because I came on live and I'm like, why did he go 3 hours away? So we did a live on it and stuff. Well, then when the second PCA came out, they ended up, I don't know where it was said, but I saw it somewhere. It wasn't like YouTube or anything. It was actually it was a credible source. I think it was an officer came out and said that was, you know, wrong in the first PCA. They meant to put Johnson, Washington, which if you even try to find Johnson, Idaho on the map, it is so hard to find it. It's a little nothing. So when you look up Johnson, Washington, there's a lot more. But I'm sure that there are still like national forests and stuff for him to go look at in that area, because when he was going the opposite way, they're all over the place out there. You think that there was more than one killer? I think there was just one. I personally think that, just because I feel like if you have more than one person, you gotta make sure that person's not fudging up. Like, they gotta be on your level. They gotta be able to want to like kill like you. I'm sorry to say it, but they gotta be able to be like that. They can't be holding back. You gotta make sure that that's your yin to your yang. I don't believe that two people found each other like that to kill 4 other people. I believe that it was just one person, whether that was Kohberger or not. I believe it was just one. Aw. Well, that's nice. You should have told her we said hi. Yeah, like I don't, I mean, knives are very personal. Like that's very, very personal, I feel like. What was that? There was something else I want to show you too. So last night we went over how, do you guys remember we went over how, I think it was last night in live, or maybe the night before. Or no, it was last night or either 4 nights ago, because that was the last time we did a live on this. But I think it was last night about Bryan Kohberger's, the girls are coming together and they have like a subreddit for him, and they're sending him money to put on his commissary. Some woman sent him $50 on Valentine's Day and said, this is for Bri. So I went to Reddit because I was like, I can't make that stuff up, you know? So now someone's made a playlist on Spotify for him. I don't even have Spotify. Like, I don't even have time to look at music on Spotify. And this person put together a whole playlist for him. And I was like, let's see what the songs are. I wish I could play them. That would make it even better, but I can't play them because they'll like, YouTube will yank me off of here, this live. It'll be like shut down. It'll be like black. But they have some music on here. I don't know if any of these songs. Let's see. The Gorillaz, Rhinestone Eyes. The Police, Every Breath You Take. Isn't that the song? I'll Be Watching You, like that song? Because like it's kind of funny. Because like people will be watching him. Let's see. Wicked Game by Chris Isaac. Isn't that the song back in the day? Isn't that the song with the man and the woman on the beach rolling around together? Chris Isaac, Wicked Games. Okay, so that is that song. Okay, so yep. So we'll be watching him. It's about a stalker. Oh, it is about a stalker. I never knew that song was about a stalker, Jennifer, until this very moment. And that makes so much sense. I think I have actually a TikTok with my dog looking at me, and I have that song playing in the background. But she is kind of like a stalker. Yeah, so yes, Wicked Games is about, okay, I remember that because when I was a little girl when that song came out. So whoever's doing this playlist is not young. There's no way, because Wicked Game by Chris Isaac, that's a song that you just know if you're young, when you're young. I remember that because like I don't know if y'all remember this, or if this is just me, but certain music would be played certain times on MTV. If it was like kind of more like raunchier, like Chris Isaac Wicked Games, or what was the other song we were talking about the other night? B-52's Love Shack. Like those songs were played earlier in the mornings or late at night. So I remember being little, and I thought every time I saw that Wicked Game, it was always in the mornings. For some reason, that's when I would see it. And I always thought it was like naughty because that's how young I was. So, oh, she did? Lana Del Rey did a version of it? Oh, well, then never mind. It could be young. Is Kung Fu Fighting on the playlist? Let me see. I don't know. Let's see what else is on there. Siza, whatever her name is, Kill Bill. Mother, Arms Tonight. I don't know that one. Criminal, Britney Spears. Oh my God, Murder on My Mind. Is that the TikTok song? Man, I really want to play that, but I can't. Freak, Lana Del Rey. Okay, yep, so you said Lana Del Rey, so that definitely could be young now. AC/DC Night Prowler, Playing Dangerous, LDR 3893. Happiness is a Butterfly, Lana Del Rey. She must like Lana Del Rey. Talk to Strangers, TV Girl. Training Wheels, Melanie Martinez. We Belong Together, Richie Valens. Billie Eilish, My Strange Addiction. Billie Eilish again. All the Good Girls Go to Hell. Oh, wow. I don't think I've ever listened to a Billie Eilish song. Sorority Girls, Mommy Long Legs. Gorilla, Bruno Mars. Monster, Lady Gaga. 34 plus 35, Ariana Grande. Positions, Ariana Grande. Imagine, Ariana Grande. Where's 29? 29 is not there. That's weird. But 30, White Mustang, Lana Del Rey. I wish I knew some of these. Tear You Apart, She Wants Revenge. Terrifier 2022, Paul Wiley. I don't even know who that is. Paul Wiley. Alita, Satanic Slumber Party. Oh, wow. That's probably maybe some more death metal, maybe if he likes that. I don't know, just the way it sounds. An Unhealthy Obsession. The Blake Robinson Synthetic Orchestra. Wow. There Will Be Blood. This is like, I feel like we're like looking at someone's playlist. Like we are. I mean, like this is a playlist, but like, what are those things that people used to make for each other? Like burn CDs. That's what this kind of reminds me of. Like I made you a playlist. Who does this? Let's see if there's any that I know. Any more of these that I know? Taylor Swift, Gorgeous. Doja Cat, Naked. Oh my God. Oh, is that it? Oh, that's all. Blue Oyster Cult, Don't Fear the Reaper. Well, he might need a couple of those to jam to. I wonder if any of these would actually be in his, like, if he would like these songs. I have not heard that before. So the locks, so we've actually talked about that on this channel. The locks, okay, so there was no pin code locks on the bedroom doors. As far as I know, we can only technically see Dylan's room in a TikTok, and Dylan's room has a regular old knob on it, key knob, whatever, you know. The front door pin code, her friends have come, all of their friends, like it's a group, you know, a girl and a guy came forward that's friends with all of them and said that pin code was never operable. Everybody just walked in and out, and that's the door that they used the most. They never really used the back slider door. Everybody came in that first door, and they all knew either they knew the pin code or they just didn't have it locked. That's what I've heard. So I don't think that Bryan really had to bypass any locks, which is kind of sucks. You still listen to your burnt CDs? I don't have any burnt CDs, I don't think. But we do have a CD player. Jailhouse Rock should be on there. Isabel, that's a good one. Maybe he'll like some of this music whenever he's in there. Benny, I don't know who Benny is, Steve. Man, my nose is running. Locked Up by Akon. They do. They got some stuff they need to add. Oh my gosh, you guys were cracking me. What was that last night? I don't even remember what it was. But my camera wasn't on. Good thing. I was laughing so hard. I forget what it was now. But I was like, you guys are ordinary. I'm going to stop my camera and mute it really quick because I'm just going to blow my nose. Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. I can't stand it when I have to blow my nose because then I'll like sniffle. And I hate when I can hear stuff in the background. But I think that's all I really had to show you tonight. I'm going to do a live over, I want to do one over Kaylee and Xana Kernodle's, all of their interviews. Because we did it for Maddie and we did it for Ethan, then we never did it for them. So I was like, I was going to do them tonight, but I think I'm going to make it into another one. I was reading the comments, sorry. You think that they would definitely lock up first? I think that they weren't the last ones to open the door, though. Xana had food. I don't know if you're aware of this, but Xana Coronado had food delivered after 4 a.m. So I'm pretty sure that she probably was the last one at the door, or she sent Ethan to the door to grab her food. I could see that being plausible too. I don't know who Benny Mardos is. Who is that? Who are we talking about? Do I have to look it up because I'm not sure. Is this? Oh, that's Barry. Is that? Or is that Barry Manilow? I thought that was Barry Manilow, but I don't know who that is. But he's a songwriter. I'm trying to see who. He had a one-hit wonder twice. The only singer. Oh, he died of Parkinson's. Huh. I bet you if I heard the song, I would know it. Oh, I'm always blowing my nose. I swear it's from I don't know. It's from the car accident I was in. Ever since before my accident, I didn't have allergies. I had no problems with anything, and I was also 10 years younger, so I didn't have any problems. But now it's like a whole freaking deal. Because my right side's metal and prosthetic eye, so it's a lot of my nose will it's like, oh, need to blow it. And then I'm one of those people, I have to blow it right away. I can't wait. Or I'll be sniffling. And I hate when people are sniffling on their lives or making weird noises in the background. I'm one of those people, I can't stand weird noises. Or background noise or anything when I'm listening to a live, it drives me nuts. And that playlist is legit freaky. Yeah, I don't know who made it, but somebody really made it for Daddy Bryan. You'll never hear me say that again. Hi, Catherine. Yeah, I don't know. Does anybody have any questions? Oh, you had to take some headache meds tonight? I had to take some earlier. I think I'm going to lay down soon. Last night, I didn't sleep very good. But I actually slept through this morning a little bit with the dogs. Mouth eating noises. See, I'm the same way. And I can hear it. So I can hear I've just realized this, but Nancy Grace, she's a heavy breather. And I don't know if you guys will listen, if you'll hear this now, but she breathes heavy into her microphone when she's with somebody on there. And I love my Nancy, but I can hear her heavy breathing. And I'm like, Nancy, stop breathing so much. But now you'll be able to, you'll hear that next time. Yeah, well, we had a train derail here in Ohio. But it's not I'm not near it. It's I think northern Ohio. Oh, I have to think about it. I don't even have an NSYNC song. Now I got to think about it. I used to love NSYNC too. They were my jam. Now I just listen to a lot of hardcore stuff. You might be onto something. I was just thinking that. Well, what happened was with the surgery, it's really gross, but this is just it's just thicker. I don't know. My stuff is. And then they tried to put me on an allergy med. Get this. They're like, Tanya, we're going to give you an allergy medicine. And I'm like, yay for me, right? They put me on Zyrtec and I was allergic to it. 3 days of nonstop. I was just scratching myself, wanted to tear my skin off. For 3 days, 3 full nights, I didn't sleep until my body would give out. Finally, I decided to walk to the store. I literally walked to the store. I was like, it was bad. And I got something and I was like, yeah. Oh yes. Oh man, I have to say that at the end of the live. I wish I knew the songs. I used to know the dance. Now, if somebody can tell me the dance moves, I would do them. I used to love rock and roll with my mom. Like her kind of rock and roll. We used to listen to like, who was her favorite? I can't even think right now. She's not really rock and roll, but I cannot think of her. Stevie Nicks. She was a big Stevie fan, so we would listen to her a lot. It took me a minute to think of that. And my dad was a big Johnny Cash fan. Someone mentioned Johnny Cash earlier, so that was kind of funny because he was the biggest. So I am going to jump off of here. From true crime to blowing your nose. Isabel said, you can't say you don't get a variety here. She is right. You will always get a variety. And then my whole thing's a deal because I have to like, usually my eye, I have to like clean it a little bit. But it's just like, I don't know. But tonight, like something's getting to me. Like something with my allergies really getting to me tonight. I don't know. It's like, I don't know what's going on. It's something, I think it's because I have the window open. So I don't know. The 80s were nice. I liked, what was the song? Justin Timberlake and Jay-Z when they did Holy Grail together. Because when I was in the hospital, that song came out. And so my friend had gotten me a speaker, like a Bluetooth speaker. And I would blast that song every morning when I would get ready. And I would be rapping. Forget Justin's part. I needed the rapping part. So thank you guys all for being here this evening. Oh, I was going to actually show you, I'll show you my boutique really quick. And if you guys want, let me scroll at the bottom, the banner. If you guys ever want to shop at my boutique, you can get 20% off using promo code YouTube20. We have like candles, clothing, accessories, jewelry, all of that good stuff. I don't have anything for YouTube yet, but these are just like some things. I have like all kinds of cute stuff. This is the website, and I'll put this in the chat too. So yeah, if you guys ever want to shop over there, take a look, it's there. It's there for you guys. I know that I get a lot of my traffic from you guys, so. Ray said she just got to the weed talk. That's funny. Yeah, no, I'm one of those people, if someone brings up weed, I'm sorry if I get like defensive. I'm like, that's not a drug. It's just that I think I just grew up with it too. Like my dad, technically he was smoked, but we were never supposed to know. So he would smoke like one hit a night. And like, it was always when I was supposed to be like away from like the spot he was at, but then I would show up just, out of nowhere. And it was never when we were young, but when we were like, teenagers and stuff, I remember my dad smoking. So that's why I'm just like, and he never went crazy, and did any other drugs, just smoked. Yeah, and crazy women will donate to his GoFundMe. I hope they don't let him do that. I hope they don't let him have a GoFundMe. I don't know if you can stop that, but I'm sure you can somehow. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for joining me tonight. Hopefully you guys will join me for my next live. Don't forget, subscribe, like the video, do all those fun things. If you're watching this on a replay, don't forget to hashtag replay. Let me know your comments below on tonight's live. It's a short live. We're usually here anywhere from 2 hours to 3.5, 4 hours, but we're here over just a little over an hour tonight. I'm going to go and hang out and enjoy the evening. So, oh, good. I'm so glad you liked it, David. We like having you. We love it when some more guys come in our chat because it's usually a lot of women here. The guys can't keep up. There's only a few of them that can keep up with us. So you guys have a whole great evening, actually have a great weekend. If I don't see you tomorrow, have a great weekend, guys. And I'll see you on Monday if I don't see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.